Welcome to the Beyond You podcast, where we have real conversations about healing, trusting yourself again, and building the kind of relationships that actually feel good. I'm Samantha, and if you've ever felt like you're just going through the motions, like you're doing all the right things but still feeling disconnected, you're in the right place. Because here we go beyond the surface, beyond the hurt, beyond the patterns that keep you stuck. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to my podcast and my YouTube. I'm Samantha. If you're new here, this is where we have honest conversations about healing. That kind that don't sugarcoat the hard parts. Quick thing before we jump in, 94% of you listening right now have not subscribed yet. And if these episodes keep showing up in your life and you need them, that is your sign to hit subscribe. It helps me to be able to reach for more women. And it makes you be able to catch every episode so you don't miss anything. All right. Now, let's talk about the holidays, right? Merry Christmas. And I'm going to say something that might make some people very uncomfortable. You don't owe anybody a joyful holiday season. You don't owe anyone your presence in gatherings that drain you. You don't owe your relatives explanations about your life choices. You don't owe the world a performance of happiness when you're building it together. And if someone has a problem with it, that sounds like their problem. And look, I know the holidays are supposed to be magical. Like, I get it. Because, let's be real, for a lot of us, they're triggering. They're exhausting. They highlight every loss, every dysfunction, every painful thing that they've gone through with them. And then everyone wants to know why you're not in the spirit. But here is what I want you to understand. If the holidays hurt, understand there's nothing wrong with you because of that. We created this cultural expectation that everyone should be grateful, joyful, and surrounded by loving family. And if you're not, something must be wrong with you. But no, sometimes what's wrong is that you're being asked to show up in spaces that aren't safe for you, to smile through dynamics that actually have hurt you, and pretend you've healed when you're still healing through that. So today we're talking about what it actually looks like to be gentle with yourself during the holidays. Not just like the soft, accommodating version, though. I want you to be like fierce, boundaried. And I talked about this way back in episode 2, which ended up being your favorite for 2025. So if you're ready for this, let's go. Holidays that hurt are not your fault. Okay, so the holidays could be everything for a lot of people, but people don't talk about the trauma that it also entails. And so we also have the family dysfunctions. The holidays will throw you right back into it. If you experience loss, the holidays make you sure you fill every bit of that empty space. And here's the kicker here. While you're dealing with all of that, everyone around you is performing joy, the music, the decorations, the Instagram posts of perfect families. Meanwhile, you're just trying to survive the season without just completely unraveling. So why does this season hit so hard? First, the expectation that you'll just show up. Doesn't matter if your family is toxic, right? Doesn't matter if being there traumatizes you. Doesn't matter if you've been doing the work to heal and you're still acting like nothing happened. You find yourself still expected to show up, smile, and play nice. But no, you don't have to do that. Second, the gratitude police, right? Count your blessings. Others have it worse. Be careful for what you have. And as if acknowledging your pain somehow cancels out any good in your life. You can be grateful and hurt at the same time. You can appreciate growth and still grieve what you lost. Stop letting people gaslight you into spiritual bypass. That happens a lot. Third, the comparison trap. Everyone else looks like they're functional. Everyone looks healed. Everyone else seems they have it all together. And you're still doing the work. So figure it out. And it feels like it's just in this mess. But understand you're comparing your highlight reel to your behind the scenes, right? And so you have no idea what's really happening behind those smiling photos. Fourth, you have to go back. A lot of times when you're back in town, back to family dynamics that hurt you, back to being treated like the version of yourself you've been working so hard to just get behind and get beyond, and your body remembers what your mind tries to forget, right? And so the anxiety, the hypervigilance, the feeling like you need to protect yourself. That's not you being dramatic. That is your nervous system doing its job. Here's what I want you to get. You don't owe anyone access to you just because it's the holidays. Your healing is more important than your comfort. Your peace is more valuable than your expectations. Okay. And if they cannot respect that, they don't get to be part of their season. And they could be harsh. So much of one. The holidays don't get to override your boundaries, not for tradition, not for family, and not for anything. Section 2. What I really want you to know is what gentleness really looks like. So let me tell you what being gentle with yourself during the holidays is not. It's not forcing positivity while you're dying inside. It's not showing up places that hurt you because it's the right thing to do. It's not sacrificing your mental health to keep everyone else comfortable. It's not bubble baths and candles while ignoring the fact that you're in pain. Real gentleness, it's fierce, okay? It's boundaried, it's unapologetic, and here's what it actually looks like. 1, feeling your feelings without apologizing for them. You're sad during a season and everyone says you should be happy. Feel it. You're angry while everyone's preaching gratitude. Feel it. You're grieving while everyone's celebrating. Feel that too. Stop letting people make you feel guilty for having human emotions. Real scenario here, okay? Thanksgiving and everyone's there, the gratitude circle, and your turn comes and nothing, or worse, you're thinking about everything that just fell apart this year. Real gentleness, you don't fake it. You say something simple. I'm grateful to be here. And you move on. Or you excuse yourself and cry in the bathroom if you need to. Both are valid. Neither requires an apology. I want you to drop a comment. Have you ever been made to feel guilty for not being joyful enough during the holidays? Number 2, protecting your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. You don't owe anyone unlimited access. You don't have to attend every gathering. You don't have to stay the whole time. You don't have to engage in draining conversations. Set your boundaries before you go. I can stay for 2 hours. I'm not discussing any personal matters in my life. I'm leaving by 8. And then honor those boundaries even when people get upset about it. And also, I understand the cultural reality check here. I know for many of us, especially as women of color, saying no to family feels impossible. We're raised to sacrifice, right? To show up no matter what, to put everyone else first. But here's what I need you to hear. You can love your family without giving them pieces of yourself. You can respect your culture without re-traumatizing yourself. You can honor tradition without abandoning your healing. These aren't opposites. So I want you to give this my tip number 2. Your peace during the holidays is negotiable, and everyone who asks you to sacrifice it doesn't have your best interest in heart. Okay? So number 3, ask for what you need without sugarcoating it. I'm not hosting this year. I need people to stop asking about my relationship status. I'm leaving early and I'm not explaining why. This conversation is over. No justifying, defending, explaining. No Owen and with a dissertation on why you're setting a boundary. This doesn't work for me. If a complete sentence is enough. Will people be disappointed? Probably. Will they try to guilt you? Maybe. Right? Will they understand? They may not. And that's okay. Their comfort is not your responsibility. Doing the holidays your way is number 4, even if it looks like nothing of what people expect. Maybe you're not traveling this year. Maybe you're skipping traditions that hurt too much. Maybe you're spending it alone by choice. Maybe you're creating something completely new. Stop asking for permission to do what's best for you. An example, your first holiday after just leaving a toxic relationship, everyone expects at the usual family gathering, well, you'll have to explain yourself, answer invasive questions, and pretend you're fine. Real gentleness, you text, I'm starting the traditions this year. I love you all, but I won't be there. Then you turn off your phone and do whatever brings you peace, right? Even if that is Chinese takeout, on a butt, watching Netflix, right? You can do that. Number 5, you're refusing to perform healing you haven't completed. You're doing the work. You're in therapy. You're setting boundaries. You're healing, but you're not done yet. And the holidays might actually set you back temporarily. Remote gentleness. Well, so you don't pretend that you're going along with it, right? You don't perform strength. You don't make other people feel like you have to be this healed version of yourself, right? If you need to say, I can't do this, say it. So my tip number 3 with all this, you don't have to be healed to deserve gentleness. And anyone who can't hold space for where you are doesn't deserve access to you. Next, looking at our next section, right? Your battle plan for protecting peace. I love you, practical tips, right? So already enough theory, let's talk strategy here, right? So when Aunt Carol starts asking why you're still single, or your mom makes that comment that makes your blood pressure spike, before you go, get crystal clear on your non-negotiables. What are you absolutely not willing to discuss? What behavior will you not tolerate? What's your hard out time? Write it down, and I'll need you to commit to it. Plan this exit. Drive yourself. Park where you won't get blocked in. Have a friend on standby for a rescue call. Your exit strategy is your safety net. Have it ready. Practice your boundary statements out loud. I'm not talking about, let's change the subject, I need to leave now. Say them until you don't feel scary anymore. But no, during the gathering, I want you to be able to give yourself permission to disappear. Bathroom breaks. I need air. 5-minute escapes to your car. You don't need permission to take care of yourself. Don't defend your boundaries. Someone pushes back on your no, you don't owe them a debate. Repeat your boundary once, then disengage. Defending gives them an opening to argue. Do not give them that. Watch your nervous system. Is your jaw clenched? Is your stomach tight? Your breathing shallow? These are warning signs. Don't ignore them. Step away and regulate before you hit your limit. Leave when you said you'd leave, even if people guilt you, even if they're upset, even if it ruins something. Your word to yourself matters more than their expectations of you. Now, after the event, process it with someone safe. Don't just swallow what happened. Call your therapist available, or text your therapist. If it's something, if you can, or email them, reach out to a friend, release the guilt. If you left early, if you just said no, if you couldn't take the joy, let it go, right? You needed to do whatever you needed to protect yourself. That's not selfish, that's just survival. So rest without apologizing. The holidays are draining, especially when you're healing. If you need the next day to do so, absolutely nothing, take it. No guilt, no apologies, need you to rest. This is where a Miss Me journal can become essential. After difficult family interactions, use it to come back to yourself, okay? To reconnect. The section has tools specifically for when you've been pulled out of your center and need to find your way back. Right? There are grounding practices, reality checks when you're doubting yourself, and prompts to help you process without getting stuck in it. It's your anchor when everything else feels like chaos. Impaired with reclaiming you, you have the complete system, the understanding of why this is hard, and the daily tools to navigate without losing yourself. So if you're alone, stop apologizing for it. Alone doesn't mean failed. Sometimes alone is the healthiest choice you can make. But if alone feels hard, create a ritual that matters to you. Reach out to one safe person. Volunteer if that fills your cup. Let yourself feel sad without shame. Mindset shift number 4. Being alone during the holidays doesn't mean you're unloved. Sometimes it means you love yourself enough to choose peace over you just performing for other people. So when the holidays trigger trauma, let's get real about something. The holidays can bring back trauma that you thought you dealt with. Going back to that house where it happened, or seeing the person who hurt you while everyone's just acting normal about that. The empty chair, the perfect families that remind you of everything you didn't have. And suddenly you're not the healed version of yourself anymore. You're that hurt version, small, scared, invisible. That this happens, know that you're not regressing. Trauma anniversaries are real. Environmental triggers are real. This doesn't mean your healing failed. It means you're human. And you're in a triggering environment. You don't have to go back. Tradition doesn't override your safety. Family expectations do not override your mental health. If being there will hurt you, don't go. Full stop. You can love people from a distance. This is hard to accept, but it's true. That's why I made this video. Don't have to be physically present to care about someone. Send a card, make a call, love them from where it's safe to you. Make sure to share this with someone who needs this. And use your support system. Whether it's, contacting your therapist before and after, or your friend, someone you can text during, open your Miss Me journal and work through what's coming up. You don't have to go through this alone. That's not strength, that is suffering. So listen, as we head into this season, I need you to understand something. Being gentle with yourself isn't about being soft. It's about being strong enough to choose yourself when everyone else wants you to choose them. It's setting boundaries that upset people, right? It's saying no without guilt. It's leaving when you need to leave. It's protecting your peace, like your life depends on this, but because it does. You don't owe anyone a joyful holiday. You don't owe anyone your presence at gatherings that hurt you. You don't owe anyone an explanation on you choosing yourself. And if they can't understand that, that's not your problem to fix. So here's your permission slip if you need it, right? Do the holidays your way this year. Put the boundaries on, stop the traditions that hurt, and do something new. Spend it alone if that's what you need. Say no without apologizing. Your healing doesn't take a holiday just because everyone else wants to pretend everything's fine. And here's what I need. Share this into the woman who's dreading the holidays, the one who feels guilty for not being excited. Tag me at @Samantha.A and let's normalize protecting your peace during this season. So drop a comment. What boundary are you committing to this year? What are you saying no to? Subscribe. Stop thinking about it. Hit that button so you don't miss an episode. And join my email list for weekly tools and real talk. Link is in the show notes if you need support getting through this season without losing yourself, reclaiming your mismatch on all your complete system. The framework and the daily tools to stay grounded when everyone's pulling at you. Daily reminders are Instagram at @I'mSamantha.A and TikTok at @OpenBeyondYou. Remember, the holidays don't get to override your healing. Your peace is non-negotiable, and choosing yourself, even when it disciplines others, isn't selfish, it's survival. Protect yourself this season, fiercely, unapologetically, without guilt, because you deserve that. And I'll see you next week.